The smile on your face lets me know. Okay, now we will be doing this patch tracer activity. Implement DHCPv4. You say it best. First you log in. Yes. Whoops. Gmail. What is happening? Still alright, incorrect. Oh, Patrick at email.com. My password will be what? Okay. Gmail.com. Okay. So, patch tracer. Okay, all set. So patch tracer activity, implement DHCPv4. So here are addressing table for the devices. We have here 3 routers, then 2 PCs connected to one switch. Also have the DNS server, this network, and also we have here the internet connected. As you can see, we have here some of the DHCP assigned for some of the interfaces. So implement DHCPv4 patch tracer. Objectives is part 1 is configure a router as a DHCP server. Part 2 is configure DHCP relay. Part 3 is configure a router as a DHCP client. So the router will be requesting some IP address from the server. So the scenario for this activity is the network technician for your company. You are tasked with configuring a Cisco router as a DHCP server to provide dynamic allocation of addresses to clients on the network. So you are also required to configure the edge router as a client, DHCP client, so that it receives an IP address from the ISP network. Okay. So we will be requesting our IP address from the internet. Okay, since the server is centralized, you will need to configure the 2 LAN routers to relay DHCP traffic between the LANs and the router that is serving as the DHCP server. Okay, we will be configuring these 2 routers to relay DHCP addresses, DHCP traffic. Okay. So instructions, part 1 is we need to configure a router as a DHCP server. Step 1 is configure the excluded IPv4 addresses. So configure R2 to exclude the first 10 addresses from R1 and R3 LANs. So all other addresses should be available in the DHCP address pool. Okay, we will be configuring the router 2 or R2. Oops. CLI. Okay. So we will be excluding some addresses from R1 and R2. So the first 10 addresses from these routers. So R1, okay, so it starts from the enable T. So IP DHCP excluded addresses. So this is the syntax for excluding addresses. And then the lower address, 192.168.10.1. Okay. So So these are the starting address for excluding. Then 192.168.10. Okay, so we also need to exclude some addresses from R3. So R3 is the network is from 30. Okay. Next is create a DHCP pool on R2 for the R1 LAN. So create a DHCP pool name R1 LAN. So the pool name must match this value in order for you to get the credit for your configuration. So configure the DHCP pool to include the network address, default gateway, and IP address of the DNS server. Okay, so we'll be creating a pool, DHCP pool. So IP DHCP pool. So R3 LAN. Oh no, R1 LAN first. And then we need to include the network address, which is 192.168.10.0. This is the network address and the subnet mask. Okay. We also need to specify the default gateway. So the syntax for that is default router 192.168.10.0. So this is the interface for the router here. What is the address for? Okay, this is the serial address. Okay, then we also need to specify the IP address of DNS server. So DNS server, so the address of DNS server is 192.168.20.254. Oops. 192.168.20.254. Okay. So we also need to do that with the R3. So we also create a DHCP pool for R3 LAN. Exit. So IP DHCP pool R3 LAN. Okay. Then also need to include the network address 192.168.30.0 and its subnet mask 5.0. Then the default gateway, default router 192.168.30.1. Also the DNS server. Just need to Then part 2 is configure the DHCP relay. So configure R1 and R3 as DHCP relay agent. Okay. How can we access that? Okay. So for the R1, so we will will be accessing the interface, the R1 for the LAN, which is interface G0/0, and then we will be including the helper address for us to transmit DHCP traffics. So the syntax for that is IP helper address, and then the address of R1, the R2. The port from the R2, so which is the 10.1.12. Am I correct? Okay. Our completion is 50%. Okay. So helper address from this port to this port. So it's not this port and this port. Okay. Next is for the R3. enable config T. We'll also access TG0/0 interface 0/0. Then the port for the serial here is, I think this is the IP helper address, P helper address, then 10.2.2.2. Okay. Next is, so configure R2 as a DHCP client. So configure the gigabit 0/1 interface on R2 to receive IP addressing from DHCP, then activate the interface. Okay, so, but we have plenty of percentage left. Now we are on the last part. So interface G0/1, then IP address DHCP. Okay, and then need to activate the port. No shutdown. But okay. But we have 94%. Why is that? Let's see if we are having. Okay. Just need to request some IP address here. Oops. I think that's it. Okay. Activate the interface. Oh, okay, set PC1. So I did not did this. So now we have here the completion of 100%. Let's check. Okay, all set, and that's it.